What is up guys, I'm here, back with another video for Classic WoW Fresh, aka Season of Mastery. Season of Mastery brings with it a fresh start for Classic WoW, where everyone will be starting at level 1. Season of Mastery also brings with it some huge changes for leveling that will spice things up quite a bit compared to OG Classic WoW, and based on that I have a couple of tips and tricks that I want to talk about regarding leveling in Classic Fresh, to help you guys level up as fast as possible. I want to start this video off by saying you should play the game the way you want to play it, so if you want to take your time and just enjoy the leveling experience, by all means that's what the game is for, but even in that scenario, these tips and tricks will be helpful to you, as it's not just about leveling as fast as possible, but also to help you be as prepared as possible, and to not waste more time than you have to. Number 1. Dungeon Quests. First off, quest experience is increased by 40% in Season of Mastery, or at least that is the current number we have on the beta, and I'm also fairly sure that will be the final number. Dungeon quests already give a lot more experience than regular quests, so that plus 40% is actually huge. Additionally, Blizzard have put in additional changes stating that dungeon quests and elite group quests will now grant bonus experience, making these extra valuable, as it will provide you with a bunch of experience. This is in an effort to keep dungeons relevant while also making it so people aren't spamming dungeons, as now, instead of spamming one dungeon over and over, you are incentivized to do as many different dungeons as possible to complete as many dungeon quests as possible. Based on that, Wowhead has great guides for finding dungeon quests inside specific dungeons, but also you can download the add-on called Atlas Quest, which is a huge quality of life improvement for finding dungeon quests within the game without having to alt-tab, and I would definitely recommend getting it. It is also based on the add-on called Atlas, so you need that one as well. Number 2. Grab Skinning. Skinning is a consistent way of giving yourself more raw gold while leveling, and in a world with plus 40% experience from quests, you will reach level 40 faster, and even in Classic WoW where we did not have plus 40% experience from quests, a lot of people could not afford their mount at level 40, which slows you down by a lot compared to someone who has their mount the second they hit level 40. Skinning is an incredible profession to give yourself a consistent stream of raw gold income, as you will kill a lot of beasts while questing anyway, and by skinning them you will make some extra gold. Sure, this leather will be worth more on the auction house in later phases, but you're actually better off vendoring the leather and buying other investments if you care about your gold. For that specific purpose, I've made a gold guide with 36 different investments and 38 different gold farms that you can find a link to down below, but that is honestly not the point of this video. The point is, grab skinning, get some extra raw gold while leveling, and get your mount at level 40. Number 3. Keep first aid up to speed as much as you can. Use the cloth you get while leveling to skill up first aid. First aid is incredibly important, well I guess it's kind of class dependent, and classes such as hunters and warlocks will not need first aid as much as a warrior or a rogue, but in general I recommend everyone level up first aid on their first playthrough, as it will help you level up faster, and for most people it's also highly relevant at max level as well, so you're doing yourself a favor at max level, while also helping out your leveling process. Is just a win-win. Number 4. If you care about efficiency at all, you can actually skip going to the trainer every 2 levels, and just go there for huge upgrades. For example, as a frost mage, you won't have to go to your trainer to train new ranks of arcane missiles, and you will mostly focus on frost spells as well as instant casts, such as Fire Blast. While you will usually get new spells every 2 levels, maybe you only get an important spell every 4, 6 or even 8 levels, meaning that you don't have to go and check in with your trainer every 2 levels, and for this purpose I would recommend getting the add-on called What Training. This is an add-on that I was using myself both in Classic WoW and in TBC Classic, and it shows you which spells your class will learn at which levels, so you don't have to go to your class trainer to see which spells you have available for training. This is honestly just a quality of life upgrade I recommend everyone get, as it can save you some pointless trips to your class trainer. Number 5, this one is particularly important in early levels to try to get yourself ahead of the curve, and that is to buy a weapon upgrade as soon as possible, after level 5 or level 6. For melee characters, you can buy the Gladius, a one-handed sword at level 4, which is generally a pretty big DPS increase over the regular quest rewards for a while. Buying a weapon like this will give you a huge edge in starting areas, and the starter zone will be an absolute mess at launch, so try to get yourself to the level 10 zone as fast as possible. Number 6, keeping up with the efficiency required to stay ahead of the curve can be quite difficult, especially if you don't know every quest by hand, and for that reason I recommend using a leveling add-on to help you out while leveling. The first leveling add-on I recommend is Questy, which is a simple add-on that tells you how to complete the quests that you've picked up, where they are located, and it can auto-accept and auto-complete quests for you. This does, on the other hand, require you to have the knowledge of where to find the quests and which zones to level up in, and it basically requires you to have a bit of knowledge about leveling beforehand. Another add-on I would recommend is called RestedXP, which also comes with a leveling guide based on speed leveling and leveling faster than others, that has been specifically tailored for speed leveling, and it is developed by speed levelers. This add-on gives you an exact route from leveling from level 1 to 60 as fast as possible. It has a neat layout as well, and overall this is the best leveling add-on out there in my opinion, because you can customize it exactly the way you want, and it comes with an actual leveling guide as well. You can find a link to RestedXP in the video description, and by using my code you will also save some money when purchasing it. Number 7, utilize downtime in between quests to grind mobs. Basically, when moving from point A to point B, use that time to pull a mob or two and kill it while you move to your destination. The experience from this will add up over time and significantly increase your leveling speed, and in my opinion this is especially important in the level range of 1 to 10 to get ahead of the curve, and being ahead of the curve is crucial for speed. Number 8, and this one pretty much only applies to hunters, and that is to download an add-on for your weapon swing timers. This will tell you the swing timer and reload timer for your weapons, allowing you to multi-target between targets and utilize both weapons. For example, as a hunter you can attack someone in melee range, target someone in ranged range and hit them, then target back to the melee and do that on repeat, and by doing this with an optimized swing timer, you are basically being twice as efficient as any other hunter. Number 9, feel free to skip the quests that you don't like or that take too long or might be too difficult. With the plus 40% experience buff to quests in Season of Mastery, there are more than enough quests to get you all the way from level 1 to level 60, even if you skip a lot of quests. This gives you a lot more freedom in terms of quest priority, and you can choose to abandon quests that are either too difficult or take too long to complete. This is once again where the RestedXP guide comes in handy, as that guide prioritizes the quests in terms of efficiency and skips the ones not worth doing. Number 10, utilize alt for bag space while leveling, and mail things you want to keep for later to those alts. You can quickly mail it back by clicking on the return button on those mails. Honestly, I think this one is quite important, as bags can cost you quite a bit on launch, and at launch you need every single gold you get so you can afford training your class abilities, as well as training your level 40 mount. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is 10 tips for leveling in Classic Fresh, aka Season of Mastery. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Season of Mastery content. Thank you very much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in Season of Mastery.